Because of Donald Trump, millions of women lost the fundamental freedom to control their own bodies. And now, women's lives are in danger because of that. The question is, if Donald Trump gets back in power, what freedom will you lose next? Your body and your decisions belong to you, not the government, not Donald Trump. I will fight like hell to get your freedom back.
It's an extraordinary moment. It's the starkest contrast in a season of incredibly stark contrast. But this one requires really not much more information than that. And it's probably why it's polling as high as it is.
Well, it's so visceral because not only is it the case that half the population, has a uterus, but it's the case that this is about a freedom that has been taken away, a right that has been taken away. And we don't talk enough about this moment in those terms. It's directly related to democracy. We had been in a period in which our democracy was in expansion, and we were starting to see the fruits of pluralistic, multiracial democracy. Mm-hmm. And now we're in the midst of a backlash to that. That's what the Trump presidency was. And I think there are many people in this country who may be not affected directly by the fall of Roe, but they may say to themselves, well, I just don't believe that we should be taking rights away from Americans. You have libertarians and Republicans who feel that way as well. So I don't think that this plays well. I mean, an old axiom in politics is people want to know what government is going to do for them is a reality, not what right they're going to take away. That's an unpopular position with the majority of the American public, as is the Republican Party's position on abortion and reproductive freedom in general. And you see that in ballot measure after ballot measure. I mean, one of the questions here and one developing story is that we're going to see likely, it looks like in Arizona and also Florida, a ballot measure proposing to enshrine abortion rights in these state constitutions. That happened in Michigan and other states, and it drove massive turnout in favor of the Democratic Party. Republicans know that this is a losing issue, and I do think it is a moment to also remember that as depressing and hard as this can be, and as painful as it is, and how much suffering has gone on, it's hard to take in. At the same time, just to give a little bit of hope for a moment, there are more Americans who actually believe in women's reproductive freedom, in a woman's right to control her own body, than don't. And I think we should remember that. And there's power in numbers, and this is still a democracy. So, it's not time to get so demoralized that you give up. This is a good moment to keep voting.
It's such a good, and Amanda, I have to imagine that's your thought when you sort of take everything you've been through and put it out there for the country. I mean, I believe that 81% is the number of Americans who believe abortion should be a decision made between a woman and her doctor. I believe it's over 70% that believe abortion should be legal in all or most instances. Those numbers have never been higher. The tragedy, of course, is that we had to lose the right to value it so much. But what is your sense? Are you optimistic that if the facts are before the country, that this issue and these freedoms will be returned by someone like President Biden?
Oh, absolutely. I could not agree more. I think people are feeling extremely motivated and energized on this issue alone. I'm very confident that folks will come out in November and vote on this issue. And, I really believe that we're going to reelect President Biden, and he's, quite frankly, the only candidate who will protect our bodily autonomy and restore our rights. So I'm very optimistic.
Hey, everyone. MSNBC has a new and improved app. You'll get real-time alerts and analysis, live blogs, in-depth essays, video highlights, and the best 2024 election coverage. Download the new MSNBC app. Here's how to do it. You tap on the App Store on your phone. You hit search on the bottom right corner. You type in MSNBC. You click on the MSNBC app. You click on Get or the cloud icon and enjoy it.